Women at Work is a year-long series of citywide events that highlight women's achievements in visual and performing arts, science, literature, community building, and more. Kay Simpson, Springfield Museums president, is the driving force behind the initiative, which includes the exhibit Isabel Bishop's Working Women, Defying Convention. It explores how the unconventional artist defined herself, but also how she changed how many artists perceived and portray women. Guest curator Courtney and Simpson spoke with me about the details.
I was contacted by the Springfield Symphony Orchestra, and they were interested in working with the museums on a collaboration that would really merge the resources of the museums with the symphony, with the idea that we could possibly access funding or take advantage of collaborative promotional opportunities. And so I described an exhibition that we were planning to have on view in the D'Amour Museum of Fine Arts starting in November and going through May of 2019, which would really focus on the work of pioneering woman artist Isabel Bishop. And she was really noteworthy in her time. And as it turned out, the symphony was also planning to focus on the work of women composers during their 75th anniversary season, which is this year. And they were planning to do concerts in February and March.
So it sounds like serendipity almost.
It was serendipity, and we were really excited to think about that intersection. And that got us to thinking, well, maybe there are other organizations in Springfield that are thinking along these lines.
And it turns out there are lots
of
them. WGBY is involved, NEPR, the Symphony, as you mentioned, UMass, just on and on and on and on and on.
The Springfield Public Forum Lecture Series, the Springfield City Libraries. So we started to have planning sessions, and it was initially a small group. It's grown. It is now 32 organizations. So it's really exciting. And when we get together, there's a lot of energy. It's palpable. There's enthusiasm. And we're so fortunate because, as I said earlier, one of the things that we thought we could really take advantage of is this idea of collective marketing, that if we promote each other, we're going to get a lot more visibility. And so we were really, really lucky that one of the planning members was Nancy Erbschot. And she very graciously donated her design team to create a logo for the collaborative programming. And when I first saw it, I said, wow, that's really something. And I know that's not descriptive, but I think it was...
I think it captures the arts, which is one of the things that is one of the themes of this. And Julia, you helped to curate the exhibit, Isabella Bishop's Working Women, Defying Convention, which is at the Springfield Museums now. But people might not be aware of who she was. She was a 20th century artist, but why did she stand out as like someone that the museums wanted to focus on?
Well, first of all, we have one of her paintings in the collection at the D'Amour Museum, and it's a gorgeous portrait of two women conversing. It's called At the Noon Hour, which was Bishop's subject matter. For most of her career, she would capture women working in New York City during the Depression and beyond. They were the first clerics and bookkeepers and stenographers that were working in the city, and she had a real interest in capturing the women on their lunch hour, which is
and she would kind of just spy on them almost as they were out and about and observing them, really.
Yeah, she would position herself on a bench where she could sort of witness their conversations and they're departing the lunch counter and just conversing with each other in their downtime, which is really special, I think, because it captures a moment where, their guard is down and they're enjoying each other's company.
And it's just really real. You almost, looking at the images for me, it brings you there. They're just relaxed, they're at ease. It is very spontaneous, yeah. But Bishop for herself, she was a maverick. I mean, she got married at the age of 32 in 1934, which is sort of the equivalent of maybe getting married in your 70s now, I feel like.
Kind of unusual for that time.
She kept her maiden name, and she worked well into her 80s, right?
She did, and she kept working when she got married. And actually, her husband, who was a physician, had the mindset that she should keep her studio and nothing should change. So he was really supportive, which is also...
unconventional.
Yeah, exactly. And she, worked all that time. She moved her studio around the corner when she married because initially she was living and working in the same space, but then when she married, she shifted to just around the corner on Broadway Street. She had been on 14th Street, but the Broadway studio actually gave her a direct vision from her window of the Union Square, so she didn't have to go out and spy. She could spy through the window sometimes.
And she, in addition to herself being a pioneer, she really changed the way people thought about women artists, other females, right? Why was that? How was that?
Well, I think the fun of this show is that it's about working women, but she also was a working woman, a working artist. So she's representing actually the figures that she's also painting. And it was unusual, it was hard to break into the art world as a woman. She had a lot of male colleagues. Yes, she had a lot of male colleagues that were successful and that, really befriended her and showed her the ropes. And she started to have success, but it took some time. And she describes in some of the video of her, interviews of her, kind of pounding the pavement with a portfolio and trying to get people to look at her work and how distressing that was, which a lot of artists can relate to that piece. But she was, really her own marketer, and eventually she caught the interest of the Midtown galleries and they started organizing shows for her, and it kind of grew from there.
So Kay, I understand that Bishop inspired you because this collaborative is not only about women artists, female artists, but you're looking at sciences, you're looking at community involvement, lots of different angles that you're looking at women in work. So what was it about Bishop that made you think, we should expand this beyond the arts?
Well, again, it's this idea that Julia has been describing of working women. And it's really the emergence of women working really in the 20th century. We have another exhibit at the Springfield Museums, which is called Taking Care of Business, and that is going to be showcased in the Wood Museum of Springfield History. And that's where we're really depicting women who work in all walks of life. So women who do really significant work as volunteers or as nurses or homemakers, just the full range of women's contributions. And we feel like that's very important. It's all part of women at work.
Yeah, and there's some fun hashtags attached to this. So there's hashtag Defying Convention and hashtag Working Mom Life. So lots of different angles that people can enter this from, women, obviously. But how are you including men in some way, or how are you encouraging men to get involved or get interested?
We really do want men to get involved. So far, our planning group has one male member. But we
interesting, that's a male minority, right? So interesting for him to feel that.
But we've invited other men to join the group, so I think it will continue to evolve.
And if others want to enjoy or join the planning process, is it still open at this point?
Absolutely, it's evolving, and that's one of the beauties of doing this with a website, because the list can continue to grow. We want it to continue to evolve, and so it's meant to be inclusive. And even if they're not programs that are open to the public, we want to showcase them on the website. So again, we're just really letting people know the great work that's being done around this subject.